Goes down in order. That 1-2-3 inning brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine, your rehabilitation specialist dedicated to your total recovery from all injuries. No out or no runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Bottom of the first, and your Bank of Utah's batting lineup going to be brought to you after this.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love. Offer a large selection of furnishings.
One behind Jack Bluth. Maybe he's confused with the lefty up to start, Tyler, the batter's on the other side.
Watching him get loose, Tyler, he threw a heavy dose of sliders, and anytime he threw the fastball, he struggled to locate it. And so you may see him go to an off-speed pitch a little bit more than normal.
Does come back with the Provo 1-2-3 in the top half of the first.
Well, you've got a third baseman that threw 107 pitches yesterday over here, Tyler. So Lamb's coming back after throwing a complete game, and that's a long throw across the diamond at third. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him try to lay a bunt down here in this spot.
He is listed as a third base DH, so we've talked about a player DH spot, which is a new rule, and this one's going to go off of Chet's foot. It's going to bounce all the way to the Provo dugout, but Wasatch has first two base runners on a hit by pitch and a walk. Anyway, with Lamb, he's listed as a player DH, so Coach Lance can take him out of the game if the arm starts to get sore or something happens over there at third and he stays in the game as a hitter. Usually you see that happen with pitchers, but it is listed on the third base side.
Got our first trip to the mound, Tyler, brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Coach Moore is going to come out and have a conversation with his entire defense. Mirror Lake Station voted best donuts in Utah. The Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, goodies, and more. Legendary owners Dave and Kristen Wade invite you to swing on by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station.
Yeah, you'll often see experienced coaches, and this happened with Coach Kelson. When a pitcher would struggle on the mound, he'd bring everybody in, and then they end up reaming the infield because it's the infield's fault, right? Because we're not picking up the pitcher, but it's kind of both, right? It gets the infield talking, and then it lets the pitcher know, you know what, this is actually my fault, and the coach just doesn't want to ream me right now for not throwing a strike. It's going to bring up Crew Erickson. He's getting his first start at the 3 spot, 422 batting average, 10 RBIs. He was 2 for 3 yesterday with a couple of singles. He has runners on first and second. Good speed for Crew. Numerous hits this year on drag bunts. Shortstop shaded a little bit to the second base side. See if maybe they can pull Lamb in. Do a little double steal action. Frazier sets. Delivers, and this one is going to be bunted. It's going to be down the first baseline, but it's going to go foul. That was way inside. Crew trying to lay down a bunt, but it was a ball. Well, we'll reset with 1 strike.
If the coaches are watching, though, Tyler, you called it. Watch how the defense moves on that, and Lamb was nowhere near where he was supposed to be. That ball was going on the first base line, and in third base, he just came in and was wandering around the pitcher's mound. If Wasatch wants to square early, they certainly might be able to exploit a younger player out there that's inexperienced and maybe swipe that third base.
First and second, nobody out here in the bottom of the first. Crew's going to square again. He is going to lay down the bunt. It's going to go right back to Frazier. Frazier will field it, throw it to first. But now Wasatch with runners on second and third, 1 out for the number 4 hitter, Pat.
Payton struggled a little bit yesterday at the plate. Tyler struck out in his final at bat, and I think Provo wants to continue to be aggressive. But I think if you're Coach Moore, you're probably looking over at Wasatch saying, oh, thank you for bunting, because my pitcher right there, you see, is that ball is not even close. Another ball he's missing a lot, and that's a tough spot for a coach like Coach Jacobson, where you see the first 2 batters get free passes, but your philosophy is let's move them over and try to get a couple runs early. But Coach Moore's probably saying, well, my guy can't find the zone, so thank you for giving us an out, and we'll see if we can get a few more in a cheap way.
If you're Coach Jacobson, you got to be thinking a little bit as well. Only 1 run yesterday. They took for granted a couple innings, got themselves ran out of a couple innings, getting picked off, and so trying to get that first run on board early. We talked about it. That was one of our Country Garden Nursery's keys to the game, is get on the board early and get up early on Provo. Wasatch with a good opportunity here. 2-1 count to Swapp. Frazier's going to deliver the 2-1. Low and outside, moves the count to 3-1. So after an opening strike to Swapp, Frazier hasn't been close. Missed way outside on a couple of pitches and way inside on the other one. Again, Bubbles on deck. Was good yesterday, 1 for 1 with a couple of walks, was Jaxon Bolender. Gets moved up to the number 5 spot. Frazier sets, delivers the 3-1. That's outside as well. So 2 walks and a hit by pitch and a sac bunt are where Wasatch is at in the inning. Bases now loaded. 1 for 1 yesterday, did reach on an error in one of his at-bats.
Well, it's not been Frazier's, and so obviously he's been used in a lot of relief there if he's appeared in 7 games.
Bubbles, sets, pitch high and up, moves the count to full. Kelson stops series. And it's going to be inside. So walk number 4 is going to bring in the first run. Your runs today brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. Your rehabilitation, Frazier and Anderton. Comes back with a strike there, moves the count to 1-1. Jaxon Sorenson on deck for Wasatch. Frazier sets, delivers the 1-1. It's swung on. It's going to be a ground ball to third. Double play opportunity. Lamb throws it to second. Second baseman to first. And Provo gets out of the inning, only giving up
quality food and great.
Tyler, that was a tough backhand. His momentum was pulling him all the way across the foul line. And he had to reach over and bend down. And that's something Chet's been working on. Is getting more flexible. And, man, what a play. And then he planted and threw the ball all the way across the diamond. It's as far as a throw as you can get. It was very similar to what the catcher does when he's trying to throw a runner out down at second base. He was standing behind third in that similar dynamic. That was an awesome play there from Chet.
It's going to bring up the pitcher yesterday, third baseman today, Junior Lamb, 214 batting average. Swing and miss there, so it's going to move the count, I believe, to 2-1 or 1-2. 0 for 3 yesterday with the strikeout was Lamb, but he was really good on the mound. Kept Wasatch at bay, only 1 run scored. Swung on this one, Shaw and Bukad. 7.
At Wasatch Bag Flooring is extending his service.
Now, back to the action. Wasatch High School Sports on 94.5 The Peak.
You're listening to Wasatch High School Baseball. The Wasps lead 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Brought to you by Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injuries, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. That's Physical at the Fit Stop. And we have a pitching change, Tyler.
Base?
Yeah, 6 is at third base.
Okay, so they moved 6 to
So,
third.
and then they killed Lamb. It seems like
So Lamb will now be a DH moving forward. So no changes to the batting lineup. Ball 1 to Sorenson. Sorenson comes in, 500 batting average, 636 on base percentage, 5 RBIs on the year. Takes ball 1. This one swung on, and it's going to be another base hit. Sorenson continues to get base knocks. It's going to be a shot to the left center field. He's going to round first, and he's going to be in there for a double. Jaxon Sorenson continues his great senior season as he doubles to the left center field gap, and Wasatch has the leadoff guy on in scoring position.
Yeah, that's a home field assist double. Tyler, he hit the outfield, and the outfield is not turf. Very bumpy, no water, had a lot of construction equipment, and it hit, and it took a 45-degree turn left, and the left fielder couldn't stay with it. And Jaxon wisely was watching and took advantage, hustling down the line and gets himself a double.
It's going to bring up Tragun Shaw, 367 batting average on the year, 429 on base. Was 0 for 3 yesterday, but did have an RBI in one of his at-bats. Couple of looks. They're going to go ahead and let him swing. He's going to swing and drive one to center field. Center fielder comes up, makes the can of corn catch, and Wasatch has 1 out with a guy on second. It's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Carter Bukad. Better swing there from Tragun. Tragun rolled over 3 times yesterday.
To let Frazier continue to get through the first inning, and obviously making a move here. The coaches were just hoping they could stretch him out long enough to get this player loose in Mon. And Frazier was able to get it done, got a double play ball after putting 4 guys on for free. Still only gave up 1 run and bought himself enough time. And that's what we've talked about with this Provo team, Tyler, is that they're just feisty, where they find ways to hang around and they find ways to kind of muddy up the game a little bit. Wasatch needs to try to blow this one open and not let them hang around.
Swung on and fouled straight back. Looked like Bukad was on that fastball. Brings up an 0-2 count, however. Still 1 out, runner on second. Swung on, he's going to drive this one to right field. Could be deep enough. Good catch there from Frazier, who goes all the way back to his glove hand side. Jaxon Sorenson's going to tag and advance to third base. That's a good swing there from Bukad. Almost got the right fielder, and it's going to bring the top of the order up, Jack Bluth, who walked in his first at bat. Again, Jack Bluth, 444 batting average. He's been over 700 in the last 6 games for Wasatch. He's going to set with an RBI opportunity here with Jaxon Sorenson at third base, but 2 outs. A couple of lefties to start off the lineup today. Mon delivers, swung on, fouled into the Provo dugout. We're going to reset with 1 strike.
The Wasatch Provo series, they played 16 games in their history dating back to 2001. And it is 50-50, Tyler, 8 games apiece. And that really just highlights what we were talking about on the Derek King pregame show, that this series has become a pretty good rivalry. These teams have been pretty evenly matched and often will split a series over the course of the year.
This one's going to be low, moves the count to 1-1. A good rivalry, Ty. Sometimes you get nasty rivalries between 2 teams, but I feel like there's a lot of respect between these 2 ball clubs. Haven't really had any issues, fans or anything like that. And 2 programs that are similar, scrappy and find ways to win games. 1-0 lead right now for the Wasps. 1-1 count, 2 outs, runner on third. Bluth takes ball 2 in the opposite batter's box. Want to do a little bit of a Wasp rewind as well. The ladies softball team are on a 2-game winning streak after wins over Ridgeline and Provo. The win moves the Wasp to 10-4 on the year. They're currently playing right now against a really good Salem Hills team. 10-3 on the year are the Salem Hills Skyhawks. Jack's going to swing at the 1-2. It's going to push the shortstop back into the outfield, but Gingas makes the catch. We'll continue the softball update after this. Wasatch scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors from Provo. 1 runner is left on base. It's a 1-0 lead for Wasatch moving into the top of the 3rd.
Hi, this is Abby Covarrubias, the Wasatch High School Student Body President. Did you know that parents are the #1 reason kids don't drink? Believe it or not, teens still listen to their parents. In fact, kids usually listen to their parents more than anyone else, including their friends. Utah kids report the #1 reason they choose not to drink is their parents' strong disapproval. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Parent Bonding Project.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch.
Napa know-how.
Brought to you by Wasatch Napa Auto Parts, your local Napa that stocks auto parts, tools, and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today. To continue my thoughts on the softball team, Ty, currently number 6 in the RPI standing. Salem Hills Wasatch is number 3, Salem number 6, and again they're playing here at Wasatch High School. I'm going to get an update. The Bulldogs playing first base, 7 RBIs.
Yeah, what did you say, 64 is what he's hitting, Ty?
Yeah, 184.
184, but he's not getting overly aggressive. He hasn't had a lot of pitches to hit, and he's just standing up there with patience. He's not swinging it a lot, and Wasatch is really not missing close, it seems like, each time he comes up to the plate.
Does take strike on a 3-0, brings up the 3-1, swings at this one. It's going to be fouled off out of play down the left field line, brings up a count that's full. Charlie Clough also having a good year for the softball team, 4 doubles and 12 RBIs, and then Kendall Purdy, 2 triples, 1 double, and 10 RBIs. Girls are currently ranked number 5.
And he really launched that one into right field. Shaw knew it. He was on a dead sprint the whole time trying to get back to that ball and did a good job getting it in quickly. That ball was into Bucad about the time that Straight went up, standing up into second base. And with a lot of players, that would end up being a triple for sure, the way that Shaw was playing shallow. But the Wasatch defense did a good job to hold that extra 90 feet away from Straight. Now Provo will have to earn it a little bit in more of a challenging way.
It's going to bring up Frazier. He's going to try a drag bunt down the third baseline that goes foul. Frazier, senior, 167 batting average, 0 for 2 yesterday with a strikeout. Currently playing right field for Provo. Did start on the mound, only lasted 1 inning. Gave up 4 walks in that inning, but only gave up 1 run. So 1 strike after the failed drag bunt attempt. Straight a very small lead at at second base. Casey gives him a second look, delivers a curveball. Good job on the curveball, and he gets another failed bunt attempt to go foul. It's the catch, hits the cutoff man Sorenson, but one seniors coming through for the Bulldogs. It's going to bring up number 9, the center fielder, senior Trapper Anderton, 241 batting average, 6 RBIs, was 1 for 2 yesterday with an RBI.
Well, what that hit from straight does is it's going to back up the defense a little bit and keep them honest. We talked on the way home that this Provo team didn't hit a single ball beyond about 200 feet yesterday. They just didn't look to have much pop and power. Well, that straight hit did, and he hit that ball about 340 feet. And now the Wasatch outfield needs to be conscious of that, and they may need to take a step or two back, and that'll allow some of these more simple hitters, single hitters, to be able to find a little bit more grass in front of the outfield.
Anderton's going to take ball 1. He did square to bunt. He's going to square to bunt again. This time it's a strike. Wasatch has Sorenson. Soccer, very similar to softball, Ty. 3 out of the top 5 teams.
How do I hurry and plant so I can rush and get this home? Also knowing that he was in the throwing path of the base runner. And so there was a little more going on than just simply catching that ball. And I think all of that going on, he kind of took his eye up just a little early before that ball got to him, wondering how he could get that ball to home.
Number 2 hitter, Fuller, sophomore. He's going to swing at the 1-0. Fouls that one straight back. Struck out in his first at-bat swinging. Hitting from the left side.
The RPI pretty well solidifies what region it likes. And so both softball and soccer, as long as they keep winning, even about from the RPI.
Full count pitch is fouled off, and Morty set at full with the bases loaded. Couple of leaders for the boys soccer team. Carter Davis, 3 goals, 5 assists on the year. The payoff pitch is a curveball. It's going to be a lazy ground ball to the shortstop. He's going to flip it to Jack. Jack throws it to first. Not in time. They do get the runner at second. Another run will come in, but not in time to turn the double play. So it'll be first and third, 1 out. But Provo takes the lead 2-1 on the lazy ground ball. But you can say a good piece of hitting, right? Just put the bat out there. Just put the ball in play, really, with nobody out and a guy on third, and they push in another run.
Yeah, that's all Fuller was doing there, Tyler. He was just waving at that ball as it was coming by. He wasn't swinging very aggressively, and he was trying to do exactly what you're talking about. Hit it on the ground the other way, try to push a run across.
Only 1 out, right, Ty?
Yeah, 1 out.
Third, Wasatch scored 1 for swing and a miss from Duchère, and that's going to be his second strikeout of the game. Third physical at the pit stop strikeout for Anderson, but it does advance the base runner over to second. So we have runners on second and third. 2 outs for the shortstop, Gingras. Can argue that Gingras has been the most valuable player for Provo. Lamb was really good on the mound, but Gingras has been really good in the field. Only a junior. Only hitting .227 on the year, 3 extra base hits, 2 RBIs. He's got an RBI opportunity here. Grounded out to the third baseman in his last at bat. He's going to swing at a curveball. It floats. Lead now after the bloop single over Jack Blue's head. And Wasatch, he's giving up 4th here in the top of the first, or top of the third.
Provo and Coach Moore doing what they do well, Tyler. That runner that scored second had no business there scoring. Shaw had that ball on the edge of the dirt when he was standing on third base. But Coach Moore said, I don't get a lot of opportunities. We got 5 runs on 2 hits yesterday because we're going to gamble and take chances. And he sent him, and it worked. The throw was off the first base side, and the runner was able to slide in there easily. And unfortunately, that hurt Wasatch there on that one.
The freshman Burge is going to swing at the first pitch, or excuse me, the junior Lamb's going to swing at the first pitch. He's going to ground out to the second baseman as Jack Blue fields it cleanly. Hasn't had a hit in this series yet. 1-1 count, delivered from Mon, down in the zone, moves the count to 2-1. It's more Wasp Rewind news, Ty. The boys lacrosse team is currently 2-5. They're losers of 4 straight. The most recent loss was a 12-10 loss to East. They're currently sitting at number 21 in the RPI standings. Lacrosse in their second year as a sanctioned sport here in the state of Utah. A couple of gets back easily. Couple of individual, Grace Urker, so a common name on the sophomore side, or on the lacrosse side of things is Urker. She's got 23 goals and 2 assists. Wonder if they've got a little bet going on in the house of who's going to be the leading goal scorer for the lacrosse teams this year. Sophie Nelson has 13 goals and 4 assists, and Caitlin McGuire 12. Chet's going to get to second easily. Crew's going to fake bunt over the top. So it's going to bring up 2 strikes, nobody out, and a guy on second.
You hope that's a fake bunt at least, right? Because if he was going for that, he missed by about 1.5 feet. He definitely offered, but wasn't even close. So I certainly hope that was a fake bunt. It clearly looked like it.
So no 2 count now. For Crew, Erickson in his last at bat had a sacrifice bunt. 0-2 pitch, delivered, swung on, and fisted over to the right side. Frazier's coming in. He's going to settle underneath it, makes the catch. Chet's going to tag up and try to get to third base. Good strong throw from Frazier on the mark. Chet kind of bounced up, and Provo's begging. They want to say the tag was when Chet bounced off the bag. It's going to bring our first Lance Moore trip to the umpire.
Can we call that our Mirror Lake Station Lance Moore trip to the umpire? I'm sure Dave Wade would love that because he didn't like the Payton coach in wrestling coming out and having these conversations, but this is what Lance Moore does. He rarely will pass up an opportunity to go have a conversation with the umpire. And this is strategy, Tyler. He wants to kind of throw off rhythm of the game here a little bit and ruin momentum of the other team. And I was watching in that last inning when his players got onto the bases. It's very robotic routine. He will come take about 10 steps in. Each time he's going to give a signal, and then he'll give about 30 seconds worth of signals to his hitters, and then he'll walk back, and then he'll do it all over again the next pitch. And he controls the rhythm and the pace of the game, and then he tries to do this from the defensive perspective. When a team's got a little rhythm hitting, he'll try to come out and argue different situations and try to throw the hitters off, maybe get them a little bit emotional and get them to respond in a different way. And you've seen this over and over and over again over the years. And he does it well because he ruins the rhythm of games, and Provo finds ways to win games that they really shouldn't win.
It's going to bring the number 4 hitter, Payton Swapp, up. He walked in his first at bat as well. 12 RBIs on the year. 0 for 3 yesterday, but he's got an RBI opportunity here with 1 out and a runner on third base. Wasatch trying to get back into this thing. Took the 1-0 lead, but now sees the score at 4-1. Action in the bullpen for the Wasps is Cole Zimmerman. Mon sets, the sophomore, delivers the first pitch of the at-bat. It's going to be inside for ball 1. From our view, Tyler, a little bit of a tight zone maybe today from the umpire. It's been consistent on both sides. Wind picks up, blowing in from that left field. 1 ball, no strikes. Pitch is delivered, and it's going to be low for ball 2.
Yeah, and the wind is coming in pretty hard, Tyler. And that's significant in this moment because Payton is a little bit more of a pull hitter, and he's one of the guys that can usually cut through the wind and get it to the fence and maybe get yourself an extra base hit. But this is coming in strong enough that certainly will impact a ball hit to left field.
Hitters count here, the 2-0 outside. Got to assume they're going to pitch around here a little bit. 3-0 count with 2 bases open with 1 out. But it does bring up the tying run with Bubbles up.
Well, and the number 2 batting average in the state in Jaxon Bolender as well, hitting, 533?
545.
545 now coming into this game.
3-0 pitch is up in the zone, so that's going to be back-to-back walks for Swapp in the ball game. Bolender has yet to get out. He's been on base all 4 plate appearances. He's had 3 walks and a single in the series so far. First and third, 1 out for Jaxon Bolender, who's in the DH spot today. Looks like he's going to be the penciled-in starter for Game 3 tomorrow down at Provo High School. On deck for the Wasps will be the senior catcher, Kelson Stocking.
I'd be surprised if Payton doesn't move sometime early on in this count, trying to swipe the bag from first to second base.
Martinez is going to come out and signal a first and third defense here. Swap Grace. You get to reinsert 1 time. Over on the softball side of things, Ty, a big top 5 matchup between Wasatch and Salem Hills. Wasatch currently leads 2-1 in the bottom of the 4th inning. A little bit of confusion. Oh, no, the umpire just making that note on the lineup card. So first and third, 1 out for Kelson Stocking, hit into a double play. His first at bat. That's the second time he's done that in the series. Little rollover ground ball to the third baseman. Now he comes up with another RBI opportunity. Gutierrez, decent lead over at first, not a big lead. Mon's going to deliver. Does have a high late kick. The ball gets away from the catcher. Gutierrez should have been going. Tyler's motioning that he should be going. I guess he didn't see you up here, Tyler, in the booth.
Oh, he can't see me, and I'm not yelling at him over here, but I think he'd tell you he probably should have advanced on that one.
1 ball, no strikes to the senior. Older brother Chandler playing down at Alabama A&M. Defensive standout, Ty, .952 fielding percentage this year at shortstop for Alabama A&M.
Started every game for him down there as well.
Curveball is going to be fouled straight back onto the softball field. Moves the count to 1-1. On deck is Jaxon Sorenson. He doubled to the left center field gap in his first at bat. As soon as he gets up to 20 at-bats or plate appearances, Ty, he's going to be up into that top 10 batting average as well. Hitting .500 on the year is Sorenson. 1-1 count, 1 out, first and third. Wasatch trails 4-2 here in the bottom of the third. First to third, Gutierrez dives back. Everybody safe.
And doesn't it feel like this is the type of pitching that Jaxon Sorenson can really feast on as well?
Yeah, you bet.
That Jackson, each hitter's got a different type of swing. We kind of have talked, Chet Wilson seems to hit against better pitching better. He's more effective against better pitching. His hands and his swing just seems to do a little bit better against better velocity. Jaxon Sorenson, his style of swing, he's just going to feast against this type of pitching that Provo puts out there. So this is a good UCCU spark that Coach Jacobson put into the lineup here today, Tyler, with Jaxon Sorenson.
The 1-1 is low, brings the count to 2-1. The Kelson stocking again, first and third. Gutierrez, not a big lead over at first base. Big leg kicks outside for ball 3. 3-1, 1 out. Wasatch looking to climb back into this thing. Had the 1-0 lead, but gave up a 4 spot in the top of the third. Now find themselves down 4-2 as Chet Wilson did score. Had a single to lead off the inning, and then an RBI single from Jackson Bolender brought him in from third base. Gutierrez goes. It's going to be a ground ball to the third baseman. Swapp is not going to be able to score as Kelson is thrown out at first base, but runner does advance, so it's going to be second and third. 2 outs for Jaxon Sorenson, Tyler. .600 batting average when he's in these situations with runners in scoring position. We'll see if he comes through again.
Well, they need you right here, big fella. Wasatch, this is kind of that key to the game that we talked about, right? Can you get the big 2-out knock? Can you look for that as your good spot A play to the game? And this is that moment. 2 runners in scoring position. A base knock here should tie this game up. Can Jaxon Sorenson, the senior, come through?
Okay speed at second base, great speed at third base. Second and third, 2 outs. Pitch swung and fouled off. Is this going to get out of play? Wins, keeping it in, keeping it in, keeping it in. Foul ball as it goes right into the Wasatch dugout, it looks like. So 1 strike as Jaxon Sorenson, I think, gets lucky on that one, and we'll reset.
Yeah, that's the one, Tyler. If that is the Provo dugout, they're going out of the way. They're trying to make room to let them come in. And if you're Wasatch, you're not giving up any ground that you don't have to in that dugout. You're not giving up your rail. And that's out of play. So if Provo wants to reach over and get it, they're going to have to work for that there. That ball was right there on the line.
0-1 count, 2 outs, runners on second and third. Wasatch looking to go back into this 4-2 lead. High, ball 1. Sorenson starting at first base today for Cole Zimmerman. Cole Zimmerman in relief today on the mound for the Wasps. Both of these guys are making it tough on Coach Jacobson, have been hitting really well. Cole had a single yesterday in the game. Sorenson sets, 1-1 count. Mon takes a peek at Gutierrez. Big leg kick, delivers the 1-1. Swung on, it's a line drive over the second baseman's head. This gets the gap. It's going to be back-to-back doubles for Sorenson. 2 RBI double for Jaxon Sorenson in the bottom half of the third as Sorenson continues to light up the scoreboard for the Wasps with runners in scoring position. Now hitting over .600 on the year with runners in scoring position.
Man, these are good swings too, Tyler. That was such a good, clean line drive to right field. That is exactly what you want to have your hitter do in that spot. And let's call it, that's a good spot A moment of the game. A good spot A is your favorite hometown place to relax and unwind. They offer massage, skin care, nail care, and unique relaxing spa packages. Pick a good spot A to be your spa. And then, of course, Tyler, your Gravity Coalition extra base hits. Jaxon Sorenson, 2 on the game so far. Gravity Coalition offering the best in bikes, skis, snowboards, and skateboards in Heber Valley. Visit gravitycoalition.com.
Tragun Shaw's going to swing and miss at the first pitch here. .367 batting average, flew out to center field in his first at-bat. I'm going to give a shout-out to Coach Jacobson on that, Ty. Kelson Stocking had a ground ball to third base, but Coach Jacobson had sent Gutierrez, so he took away the double play opportunity. So he had runners on second and third there, or else Gutierrez is trying to go first to third. It's going to be swung on and hit down the first base side, and they're going to call it fair. Run. That's a fair ball. Tragun Shaw. The umpire called it fair. That might have been foul, but Tragun Shaw's going to be in for an RBI double as well. That would have been a triple for Tragun if he wouldn't have stopped. Pretty sure that ball was foul. Everybody thought that ball was foul, but the umpire is going to call it fair. That's going to get Lance Moore riled up.
He's going to be hot, Ty. He is going to be
That's
hot.
going to get him going as Wasatch gets a break on the RBI double from Tragun Shaw. Good barrel right down the line. That the first baseman, right fielder, and Tragun thought was foul. The umpire calls it fair.
Everyone froze.
And an RBI double there for Tragun Shaw.
In fact, going back mentally, I might have this pitch count wrong in the book now because I may have went down and put it as a foul ball tie, and then on the next one put it as a double. I don't even know, looking back up trying to see what's going on. But two back-to-back big two-out knocks that got RBIs for Wasatch. Another Gravity Coalition extra base hit, this time a double to Tragun Shaw.
And again, your runs today brought to you by Wasatch Physical Therapy. Let Dan Ivey and his team get you back to 100%. Wasatch retakes the lead as they answer the 4 runs that Provo put up in the top of the 4th with 4 runs of their own here in the bottom of the 4th. My stat yesterday, Ty, that I wasn't able to bring up was 4.2 runs per game with 2 outs is what this Wasatch team is averaging. And so most teams would like to average 4 runs a game. They're averaging 4.2 runs with 2 outs, and they're doing it again in this inning. 3 runs scored with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 3rd.
Yeah, and what does that number mean, Tyler? What a team that is good with 2 outs, what is that a signal of? Well, it's got to be mentally tough,
right? Mentally
you're
tough,
a
resilient
team, a little bit more mentally tough. And they get locked in when the other team may get a little bit shaky with the pressure. Wasatch kind of elevates with the pressure.
Bacard fouls off strike 1, but then, that's a tough call there on the outside corner for strike 2. So 2 strikes with a runner on second base. Tragun hitless yesterday, gets an RBI double there, and Wasatch has retaken the lead 5-4. Mon sets. Tragun a good lead at second base. Gets a good secondary. This one's going to be high and inside as we reset at 1-2. Provo trying to survive with the sophomore on the mound. As we look through the stats, a couple more bullpen guys for Provo. They've got Opp that they can still go with. Gingras, the shortstop as well. You'd hate to bring him in, though, as well as he's played at shortstop in this series. 1-2, 2 outs. Pitch is delivered. High again, 2-2.
Whichever one of those they don't go with, Tyler, will probably be your game starter
right
tomorrow.
Wasatch kind of in a similar boat. They killed Gage Sheesh yesterday. He's done for the series as well as Jaxon Kelson. So they've got Casey Anderson, they've got Cole Zimmerman, and Jackson Bolender that are your main guys. Garrett Baxter as well can come in and throw today.
Yeah, and they've used
2-2 swung on. It's right back up the middle. Second baseman's going to come over, makes the play in time. But Wasatch is able to score 4 to retake the lead. As Wasatch scores 4 runs in the inning on 4 hits, no errors by Provo. 1 runner is left on base as Wasatch takes the 5-4 lead here on 94.5 The Peak.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process, and it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring. And if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Well, you're going to see a Lance Moore that we didn't see yesterday when things are going good, but he is upset now as they're going to call a fair ball. Chet went down the line. It went underneath his glove. It hit the bag. It bounced back to Chet. Chet throws it over to first. As the umpire at home called it a fair ball, Lance is adamant that it went off of his player's leg. There's going to be a conversation here between the 2 umpires. And what are they going to call? They're going to say they're going to reset. So the umpire at first base does come in and say that did hit off the leg. The hitter is the freshman Burge. And so we'll reset with 1 strike. 4th inning action brought to you by Wasatch Behavior Health, founded in 1967 to provide quality mental health care for all individuals within Utah and Wasatch counties. Wasatch Behavior Health is a comprehensive community behavioral health center. We offer any array of programs and services for children, teens, and adults.
It's a pretty good job from the umpire, isn't it, Tyler, to come in and get a little help there, because Moore had already been on top of him with the Tragun shot double that didn't go their way. And the umpire said, hey, we'll go check it out, and probably your natural desire as a person is to just say, hey, leave me alone. I have it under control, but he didn't got the help and gets the call right.
1-2 pitch is going to be a slow ground ball to Bukad. Bukad's got to get rid of it quick. Is he in time? No, he's not in time, as an infield single goes to the freshman Burgess. He got down that line quick. Pretty good play from Bukad, just not able to get the ball over there in time, and Provo has the leadoff guy on, bringing up the hottest hitter in the lineup for Provo, the senior first baseman Straight, who doubled over the right fielder's head in his last at-bat. 4th inning action also brings what's on your mind. And, Tyler, the question I want to pose to you today is, where do you stand on the unwritten rules of baseball? They've been brought up again. If you saw the Giants-Padres series, the Giants were ahead 8-0, I believe, in the 7th, and it was a 3-0 count. As Straight's going to swing on this one, he's going to push it to left field the opposite way. Crew Erickson settles underneath it, Canicorn catch, and Wasatch has their first out of the top of the 4th inning. Anyway, 8-0, I think, was the lead, 3-0 count, and the Giants guy went ahead and got a base knock with 3-0, and the Padres manager took exception to that you shouldn't be swinging up 8-0 at a 3-0 pitch. And I'm just curious where you stand on the unwritten rules of baseball that seem to cause a lot of controversy every year.
Well, it depends on the rule, I guess, Tyler. But that one, don't you think?
So let me rephrase.
That's a really silly thing in a professional game.
Yeah.
To imagine if that were written in the rule book.
You can't
when
swing
you're
at
up by
3-0
this
by
much, you can't swing at this pitch.
Yeah.
You get a free chance to throw a strike if you're the other team because you're that bad today. That's a dumb rule for people to get upset about.
Are there unwritten rules that you agree with in baseball, or because the Giants managers basically say get rid of it? Who cares what these unwritten rules are? And are there unwritten rules in other sports that seem to not be brought up as much?
Ooh, there's certainly unwritten rules in other sports, Tyler. I'm not sure off the top of my head the unwritten rules of baseball that I may stick around with or go to. What do you have anything that comes on the top of your mind with that conversation?
Well, the one that comes to mind was a controversy, is a swing and a miss here as Frazier comes up, the right fielder right now for the Provo Bulldogs. Had a single to right field in his last at bat, 1-1 count now here with 1 out. Juwan Howard, right? That was an unwritten rule that he felt like Wisconsin committed or violated in that game, and it caused to the scuffle that ended up getting him suspended and kind of a nasty play there. Pitch is swung on and fouled back, so 1-2 count. So I guess there are unwritten rules in other sports. There's in football, if you're up by a certain amount, you don't pass. You're going to go ahead and run the ball, right, to get the game to be done. And it's an interesting thing when it comes to sportsmanship and unwritten rules. But it seems like with baseball, it's not necessarily a sportsmanship thing. There's just certain things you're not supposed to do. And I think I stand on with the Giants manager on this one. I like to give a 3-0 go ahead. It's a good pitch to hit.
Especially when it's a professional sport. It does turn into a little bit of a different dynamic maybe in high school or little league.
Sure.
But this is a professional sport, right? They're not playing against scrubs out there. All those guys have been drafted and they have a job to play a professional sport. Yeah, let's play defense. But Tyler, I guess I don't know where I draw the line, because when you talk about it with the unwritten rules of baseball, swinging away on a 3-0 pitch, that doesn't bother me at all. But if you're trying to swipe bags and steal bases, maybe when you're ahead by 13, 14, that is one that I think you might be able to control that a little bit more as a coach to not do that. So I don't know why that feels different to me, but that is something that I would say you call off the horses maybe a little bit when you're up. But you don't call off a hitter from being able to take a chance to hit maybe the one good pitch that he's going to see, because those guys, they're making money off home runs, right? They're making money off of base hits. And so if I'm that hitter, I'm going to go try to get me a base hit and up that average or get a home run and see if I can get a bigger paycheck eventually.
1-2, a couple of balls that were close to. I thought a couple of those pitches could have been called strikes, and then a full count pitch that's fouled off. So we're full count, 1 out, runner on first, Frazier the hitter for Provo.
Don't you think maybe a good unwritten rule, though, is anything that might slow down the pace of the game, right? Those
definitely.
are probably good unwritten rules.
Swung on and missed as Casey Anderson gets his 4th physical at the Fit Stop strikeout. Curveball is swung on and missed by Frazier. Physical at the Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injury, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. Going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Anderton, who singled on a bunt as in that in the 3rd inning. Provo started double, single, and then had an error, and they had the first 4 guys reach. Fastball is going to be off the edge of the plate for ball 1 to the number 9 hitter. Love this name. For those that don't remember, the Buzz, right? It used to be the Buzz, now the Bees. The Stingers were in there at one time, but before all that, you had the Trappers. There was the Salt Lake Trappers, and so I've always thought the Trapper a good name. We got Trapper Anderton here. He's going to swing and line out to the center fielder. You mentioned the outfield for Wasatch is playing shallow. Payton Swapp with a great first step. Comes in and makes the grab as Wasatch is able to retire Provo here in the top of the 4th. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner is left on base. And how about this tie? After 4 innings, both Wasatch Wasatch still has the bottom of the 4th. But we do have the leadoff guy coming up. Jag Bluth, Chet Wilson, Crew Erickson up for Wasatch in the bottom of the 4th.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the 4th inning brought to you by Dorius Dental. Doctors Dorius and Proctor offer no surprises of dental treatment with Doctors Dorius and Proctor. Let Dorius Dental make your mouth smile. For more information, visit DoriusDental.com, and they would be a great field sponsor when they Tyler with their facility just right beyond left field over here. You can look out here at that, and they really do a good job. In fact, my family has a tooth extraction plan for my 5-year-old next Monday with Dr. Dorius, who's going to be helping us out. We feel very strong that they do a great job over there at Dorius Dental.
1 ball. Jag's going to swing and fly this one into shallow left center field. Center fielder comes underneath it, makes the catch. As Jag Bluth is retired, that's his 2nd pop-up in a similar direction. He popped up at the shortstop in his last at-bat, pops up to the center fielder in this at-bat. Brings up Chet Wilson, who had a single up the middle in his last at-bat and ended up scoring. He's 2 for 2 on getting on base, was hit by pitch. Speaking of Dorius Dental, gives a scoreboard update on the softball team. They're playing against the number 3 team in the state, Salem Hills. Currently trail 3-2. They give up 2 runs in the top of the 5th. They're now, and they get retired in the bottom of the 5th. So in the top of the 6th inning, Wasatch down 3-2 to the Skyhawks. Wasatch leads 5-4 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Mon still on the mound for the Bulldogs. Wilson's going to take a ball into the opposite batter's box. So let me just throw out some to you, Ty. Perfect game, bottom of the 8th. You try a drag bunt to get on, try to break up the perfect game.
Well, that's situational dependent, right? If it's a 1-0 game, 2-0 game, and you're still in it, well, that's fair, right? That's part of the baseball game. I do think if it's a 10-0 game and you know you need a lot of hits, that is a little bush league that I might say there with that.
2-0 pitch is swung on. Yeah, are you allowed to bunt at any time in the game?
Yeah.
Like okay, you're up 20 in a basketball game. You're not allowed to slam dunk anymore. Like, nope, you're up. You know, you're not allowed to dunk it anymore. You have to do layups, or you're up 25. No more threes. You know, you can't do any threes. Like that. That's where I stand on it. Like, it's part of the game. Like, lay down a bunt, try to get on base. You don't get on base, you're not going to score runs. So that's where I stand on that one. 2-1 gets by the catcher, so it's going to bring up a 3-1 count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th.
You know, that's an intriguing argument, and it's a fair argument, Ty, because you're right. You got to get on base to score here, and if you don't have a bunt in play, that allows your defense to step back and cover more
Exactly.
ground. And so
It's
it
easier.
actually gives the defense an advantage if you say the unwritten rule, you can't do that. So that's an intriguing point, but still, that doesn't change the fact that I think it's a pretty
Here's what I
bush league
said
thing to do.
is a pitcher has a 90-plus mile-an-hour weapon at his disposal at any time that he can throw at any part of your body. So as a hitter, I want to be able to do whatever I want to try to get on base because he can nail me, and if he doesn't appreciate it, guess what? He's going to throw a 90-mile-an-hour pitch at my head the next at bat, and so Chet's going to walk on
Get another
5
in the 8th
pitches.
inning, and they've got a perfect game, right?
Yeah, that's true. Another ball, so 5 balls out of the last 6 pitches now from Mon. It's going to bring up Crew Erickson. Sacrifice bunt in his first at bat. Flew out to the right fielder, but he did push Chet to third base when Chet ended up scoring. .425 batting average coming into this game. Had 2 singles yesterday. Pickoff move over to first base, not in time. Wasatch currently with a 1-run lead here in the bottom of the 4th. Chet, pretty good lead over at first base. Good base runner for the Wasps. 1 ball, swung on, fouled off. Pitch to be looked to be a little bit outside, but he swings at it. It's going to bring up the count to 1-1. Looks down at Coach Jacobson for some signals. You're looking up some unwritten rules over there. You got any good ones over there?
Well,
How about an unwritten rule should be that when you have a perfect game and you get a perfect game, the umpire calls the guy out. Like that would be a good unwritten rule.
Well,
Another pickoff move, not in time.
Baseball is certainly the famous one for it, Tyler, but you've got a few others in sports, like the ones golf has quite a few.
Yeah.
You know, the quiet. Can't talk,
don't walk in a guy's
can't have
line.
a camera being, snapped while someone's in their backswing. And so golf might be a close second behind baseball with some of their unwritten rules.
Pitch is swung on and gets him in time. Chet Wilson is thrown out, going to second base. Crew went across the bag. This will be interesting to see if we got a double play happening right now. It's going to be a 1-2 count. Lance is going to take the 1-2 count. A good throw there from Martinez as Chet is thrown out at second base.
Well, I'm curious if they didn't get him out at second, if they would have called the interference. But it's as if the umpire said it made no difference because he still threw him out, so there's nothing to argue over on this one.
But Crew was definitely out of the box. The 1-2 count is going to be a curveball off the edge of the plate, but Crew swings on and fouls it off as we reset at 1-2 with 2 outs. Payton Swapp on deck for the Wasps.
Coming into this game, Tyler, Crew has a 12-game hitting streak. It's alive for Wasatch. Does not have a hit in this one yet. So is that one of the unwritten rules, jinxing players, talking when they have a no-hitter going on?
Fastball up in the zone, swung on and missed as Wasatch is going to go down in order after Chet gets thrown out at second base. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We go into the top of the 5th. Wasatch leads 5-4 here on 94.5 The Peak.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Bag Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Bag Flooring and Paints.
Wasatch Back Grill and Deli is a family-owned and operated business serving great food and customer service in Heber City and Midway for over 7 years. For a burger with kick, try the Firehouse. Have a hankering for some seafood? Try fish and chips. Or try the Mandarin chicken salad. Their homemade recipes, freshly grilled burgers and sandwiches are complemented with unique sauces and homemade sides. They provide the best experience and highest quality food. Stop by today and try their great menu items. As a thank you to teachers, first responders, medical personnel, and military, get 15% off meals all year round.
This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
5th inning, Wasatch leads 5-4 over the Provo Bulldogs. Wasatch fell in their first game of the series to Provo yesterday, 5-1. And now looking to bounce back tonight, or this afternoon. 5-4 currently the score. Start as a sunny day, but clouds are creeping in, wind blowing in from left field. This 5th inning brought to you by Guild Mortgage. Stop on in to Tom Stone and his team for some great education to find the perfect mortgage or refinance for your situation. Swung on and drilled over the shortstop's head. Martinez with a single to lead off the the top half of the fifth.
Casey Anderson's pitched a good game, Tyler. That third inning got a little bit away from him, but other than that, he's been good. Only 65 pitches here on the game to this point into the top of the fifth inning.
It's going to bring up the number 2 hitter, Fuller, a sophomore. Struck out in his first at bat. Then had a fielder's choice out in his second to the shortstop. Martinez, they're going to let him run over at first base. The catcher not going to speed up for him today. That's Martinez's first hit of the series. He did reach on an error in his last at bat. Martinez sets, fakes again. It's going to be a fake bunt as well, but it's going to be ball 2. Chet Wilson coming in hard on the turf on that one. 2-0 count. Pitch count for Casey up to 67. It's not a lot of pitches still. He's going to have Fuller square to bunt again, and Manderson's going to miss again. So a 3-0 count now to Fuller. Provo likes to do that small ball, and what they've been good at in this series so far is getting a guy on and scoring him. They've been very efficient. Casey does come back with a strike on the 3-0 count, so now a 3-1. We'll see if Lance decides to go bunt again. Fuller gets back into the box. Casey sets, slide step, outside, ball 4. That's the first base on balls of the game for Casey. He's been a strike thrower. Almost didn't pause on that one. Umpire's going to come up and let him know he needs to make a longer pause. It's going to bring up the number 3 hitter, the sophomore Ducher. Back-to-back strikeouts in the ball game for Ducher. Does have 10 RBIs on the year. 3 strikeouts, though, in this series. He did square to bunt in his last at bat. Lance not opposed to having the number 3 and 4 hitters bunt here. Pinch hitter up on deck. Oh, excuse me, that's the shortstop, Greengrass. Double play depth across the board for the Wasatch infield. Pickoff move, not in time. Back to second base. Wasatch will reset.
Good play, but maybe the wrong guy to be picking on. Tyler, the runner at second base, Martinez, probably the best player that Provo has. Over at first base, you've got a younger player. Might have worked a little bit better with the backside runner on that pick play.
Casey sets. Again, top of the 5th inning. Wasatch leads 5-4. Another bunt. No bunt, but Wasatch breaks again on the bunt. They bring in the first baseman and third baseman. Bucat's covering third. Jack Bluth at second. Again, if I'm seeing that, if I'm Lance, nobody's covering first on that. So they're trying to get the leadoff guy at third, the lead runner at third, is what Wasatch is trying to do with his bunt defense. But again, Provo not squaring to bunt. 1 ball, no strikes, nobody out here in the top of the 5th. Wasatch trying to hold on to a 1-run lead. Casey sets, 1 look, now 2, now 3 looks. Now delivers the 1-0. He does square that time, but he misses on the outside part of the plate again, moving the count to 2-0.
That one missed close, Ty. That one was just off the edge of the outside part of the plate.
I felt like it's been a tight zone. Casey's been able to handle it, though. Again, only 1 walk through 4 innings pitched right now for Casey, but he is down 2-0, coming off a walk to his last batter. High lay kick. This one's going to be in there for a strike. Fake bunt there, moves the count to 2-1.
Casey's outings this year, Tyler, have he's hit a noticeable wall by the 3rd, 4th, 5th innings usually. This has been the most consistent he's looked this deep into the game. And so we'll see if he starts to look a little bit more tired in this one, or about halfway through the season if his stamina has been built up where he might be able to go the distance in this one for the Wasps. It's not normally been a problem. Casey's been pretty good at throwing complete games over the course of his career, but just in some games like the Skyline game earlier this year and even the Maple Mountain game, he got a little tired a little earlier than normal.
Comes back with a curveball for a strike, but the 2-2 pitch is in the dirt. Great play there from Kelson Stocking. Keeps that in front of them so the runners do not advance. So it moves the count to full. Full count, nobody out. Runners on first and second. Docher, the hitter, only a sophomore, hitting in the 3 spot. Carter Bucad shaded to second base. Both Bucad and Bluth trying to keep the base runner close. Curveball again in there, but fouled off. We'll reset with a full count. Infield again for the Wasps today. Chet Wilson at third, Carter Bucott at short, Jack Bluth at second, Jaxon Sorenson at first base. Casey sets. He's going to go no look this time. The payoff pitch. Swung on and missed. Big time strikeout there. 3 strikeouts now on the day for Duchère. And that'll bring up the shortstop Gingras, who did have a single to right field that brought in some runs in that third inning for Provo.
Yeah, just a little flare ball over Jack Bluth's head. Again, this might be a hitter. This is a gamble for sure, especially with the runner on first base. But it might be a hitter that you dare to hit over your head, Tyler, where you bring the outfield in, play a little bit more shallow. He has not had much pop off the bat in his first several at-bats in this series. But that feels like the moment you do that, maybe he gets you on that one, and you end up giving up 2 runs on a ball that they may struggle to score on before.
Only .227 batting average on the year, 2 RBIs, now 3 after the RBI single in his last at-bat. Actually, that brought in 2 runs. Ball 1. First and second, Kelson took a pause to go out to the mound. That pause brought to you by Mirror Lake Station, voted best donuts in Utah. The Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, and goodies. Owners David and Kristen Wade invite you to swing by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station. Sponsors of Grown Ups and Goodies this morning as well, Ty, as they donated all the donuts for Old Mill Elementary's Grown Ups and Goodies.
Oh, that had to be a hit today over there then.
My wife went over. She said it was mayhem, and the donuts and how good they weren't helping the mayhem, as you can imagine.
Sugar up those kids before school
starts.
That's right.
Huh? That's right. Curveball not in for a strike on that one, as he not able to pull the string. Moves the count to 2-0. Gingras has been good in the field for Provo in the series. Turned a couple of double plays. Had probably the play of the game yesterday when he flipped it glove hand to the second baseman for a double play that got Provo out of an inning when Wasatch was threatening. The 2-0 low, moved the count to 3-0. Coach JW is going to come out to the mound as well.
Breaking the action, brought to you by Dorius Dental. Doctors Dorius and Proctor take pride in making your mouth smile. For more information, visit DoriusDental.com. Today's scoreboard update brought to you by Dorius Dental. Wasatch leading 5-4 in the top of the 5th inning, but Provo is threatening. Runner on second and first, and a count at 3-0 right now. And Ty, you're checking the softball score over here. Looks like Salem is in front 3-2.
Now Wasatch just tied it up. A little single up the middle brings in the tying run in the bottom half of the 6th.
Looks like it brought in 2, Ty. They've got it.
Brought in 2. There was somebody on third base, so Wasatch retakes the lead 4-3 in the bottom of the 6th. So they've got 3 outs to go to pull off the upset over Salem Hills. That'd be a big win for the Wasatch softball team. We're back at it over here. Coach JW heads back into the dugout. Wasatch 5, Provo 4. 3-0 count to Gingras with runners on first and second.
Bullpen action as Cole Zimmerman is up getting loose. Looks like Wasatch will want to go to the lefty if they need to make a change here.
Casey gets the sign, delivers, and it's in there for a strike. So 3-1 count. See if Casey can get a ground ball here. Double play opportunity for the Wasps. Chet playing off the line a little bit over at third base. Carter Bucott, Jack Bluth both shaded up the middle in double play depth. Jaxon Sorenson playing in front of the base runner at first base. Outfield, Payton, Swapp, Tragun, Shaw, and Crew Erickson all playing shallow. 3-1 pitch in there for a strike as well. That one looked right down the pipe. Full count now with 1 out. Casey takes a peek back at the infield to get his look sign. Now he'll set on the mound. Gets the pitch from Stocking. Taking his time. He'll come set. One look at the runner at second base. Delivers the payoff. Curveball doesn't get him to chase. And the second walk of the inning loads the bases for Provo. It's going to bring up the junior, Lamb, currently DHing for Provo, has a fly out to left field and a ground out to second base. 0 for 5 in the series with a strikeout. And that might do it for Casey Anderson. Coach Jacobson walking out to the mound. And I think we're going to have a pitch and change. Let's go ahead and take a break. Wasatch leads 5-4, but Provo has bases loaded, 1 out here in the top of the 5th.
Hi, this is Abby Covarrubias, the Wasatch High School Student Body President. Did you know that parents are the #1 reason kids don't drink? Believe it or not, teens still listen to their parents. In fact, Kids usually listen to their parents more than anyone else, including their friends. Utah kids report the number one reason they choose not to drink is their parents' strong disapproval. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Parent Bonding Project.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasps Sports.
Napa know-how.
Hi, friend. Are you ready for your next delicious meal? Come to the Dairy King, home of the train, where they're serving the yummiest food to friends and family in the valley. Come in and get a mouth-watering peach shake, peach cobbler shake, or peach raspberry shake. Dairy King, the winner of the Best of State for 18 years. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary. Bring a picture and a memory of being at Dairy King. Proudly serving the Heber Valley for 75 years. The Dairy King, home of the train, is serving deliciousness daily. Stop in today.
Timberline Ace Hardware is your full-line Benjamin Moore paint store. Visit them for your home projects, business-to-business, and contractor needs. And remember to ask about their delivery services. And they're looking for some cashiers. Apply today. And get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. Timberline Ace Hardware, located west of the Wasatch Wasp football stadium at 737 South Main Street, serving the Heber Valley for over 50 years.
5, 4, 3, 2. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Mirror Lake Station pitching change finds Cole Zimmerman on the mound for the Wasps. That's going to do it for Casey Anderson. 4 1/3 innings pitched, 4 runs, 5 Ks, 2 walks, and 5 hits. He does have 3 base runners that are currently on the base pass that are his if they come in to score. Cole Zimmerman comes in, a junior. First pitch is going to get away from Kelton Stocking, but not far enough. It's going to bring in a run. The wind is really howling now down there. So grateful for Wasatch facilities that have us up
nice
here
to be
in
up
the
here in the
booth.
booth, isn't it?
Yeah, Cole Zimmerman comes
Lawn
in.
chairs are starting to fly. And
7 1/3 innings pitched, 10.5 ERA, 2 Ks, 14 walks on the year, and he starts off 2-0 to Lamb. Potential big inning here for Provo. They had a big inning back in the third where they scored 4. Wasatch answered with 4 runs of their own in the bottom of the third, currently sitting at 5-4. Cole sets, delivers the 2-0, and it's high, brings the count to 3-0.
Zimmerman has thrown in 4 games this year for Wasatch, appeared in Desert Hills, Skyline, Salem Hills, and Westlake. And he's been good in relief. That Westlake game, he actually got the start. And Salem Hills, he got the start as well, Tyler. But if you're going to be a little bit critical, it has been with the control on the year. Cole has 14 walks on only 7.1 innings pitched. And they're asking them to clean that up here, obviously bringing him in with the bases loaded. Nowhere to put him. Needs to come after these hitters.
And he gets a strike, too. So he falls down 3-0, then gets a called strike, and then gets a strike on the inside corner. Update on the softball team, Ty. They are 3 outs away from a victory. 4-3 the score over there. The wind is blowing straight out, though. You get a ball up in the air over there, that's going out. Full count, the payoff pitch with 1 out. In there, and it's going to be a lazy fly ball over to right field. Man, look at that wind. That was going to Tragun. Tragun's going to go over. He's going to make the catch, and the runner was not tagging at third base.
Oh, wow.
What a play by Tragun Shaw as he makes a diving catch on the warning track in foul territory. The runner does not tag at third base, and Wasatch with the break there as it's still 5-4 with bases loaded.
Great play by Tragun Shaw. Great play right up against the fence. But one of those plays, Tyler, where you're saying, maybe don't catch it, Tragun. That's a run. But Provo said, you know what, we're not gonna pay attention here anyway. And Coach Moore was beside himself that Martinez wasn't back tagging up. He had nowhere to go. A foul ball, you've got nowhere to go other than come back and tag up. And Coach Moore is certainly letting him know that right now. But how about Tragun? He chased that ball down. The wind probably pushed that. What a good 80, 90 feet farther than where it was supposed to be. And he ended up catching it up right against the fence, sliding into it.
It's going to bring up the freshman, Burge, who had an infield single in his last at-bat. He's got 2 hits on the series and a run scored. Grounded out to the shortstop. He's gone to the shortstop both at-bats. He's going to take a ball. to lead off this at bat. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded for Provo. Zimmerman on the mound, comes back with a strike, moves it down to 1-1.
Boy, how big would this spot be, Tyler? If Cole Zimmerman can come in with 1 out, bases loaded, and tighten this up, that would be a momentum-shifting play for Wasatch, who already is in front, 5-4.
Zim comes set, the 1-1 pitch. Inside, did it get the hitter? It sounded like he got the hitter. No, that was the glove that we heard. So 2-1, Kelson Stocking playing a good game right now behind the dish. Does a good job of keeping that one in front of him. As Burge comes back into the box with the 2-1 count. Infield playing back, 2-1 pitch, swung on, fouled off behind us, moves the count to 2-2. Deuces, 2 outs, 2 strikes, 2 balls. Bases are loaded. Cole Zimmerman gets the sign from Kelson Stocking. Comes set. Big lead at second base. The 2-2 pitch swung on. Ooh, we almost got him chasing on a pitch up in the zone, but Burge fouls that one off, and we'll reset at 2-2.
You're right, though. That is a big lead at second base, isn't it? You could probably get a backdoor play over there. But maybe with 2 strikes here, you don't want to get too cute here and maybe just keep attacking.
2-2 pitch in there. Tried to go off speed. That's up in the zone, so it's going to be full count. Base runners will be going. So you got to keep the ball in the infield and go to first base. 3-2 count. 2 outs. Coach Moore making sure his runners know what's going on here. Zimmerman adjusts the hat, and he'll go onto the rubber. Gets the sign from Stocking. Payoff pitch with 2 outs is delivered, and it's low. Wasatch will walk in a run, and that's now a tie ball game. 5-5 the score as the hottest hitter in the lineup for Provo, the senior first baseman Straight. He's got 3 hits in the series, including a double that went over Tragun Shaw's head in right field back in the 3rd inning that got that 3rd inning going.
Well, tip your cap there to Provo. It was a good at-bat from Burge. Cole came after him. Burge fouled off a couple pitches and made Cole work a little bit harder. Went 7 pitches in that at-bat.
He's going to square tie, maybe a squeeze situation. He pulls back, but the ball, it's in there for a strike. Maybe a drag bunt, 2-out squeeze.
That's an unusual spot because
especially with the bases loaded.
Bases loaded. Didn't look like he's too fast of a runner on that double.
Got some good speed at third base.
But, you know, Ty, you and I have plenty of stories of players that maybe missed signs in games before, too, and so that could have potentially just simply been a sign that he missed.
2 strikes, 2 outs as Cole comes back with a strike on the outside corner. So up 0-2, now to the first baseman Straight. Wasatch trying to get out of the inning. It would be a win to only give up 1 run here. The 0-2. Curveball, good job by Kelson sliding all the way outside of the opposite batter's box. Straight hitting on the left side. And he doesn't get Straight to chase, so it's going to bring up a 1-2 count.
Yeah, he nearly did, though. Straight was kind of flinching as that ball was coming by. Not sure he wanted to swing at it or not.
1-2, it's going to be a fastball right at Chet Wilson. He's going to field it on the backhand side. Step on the bag. Provo ties the game up at 5-5, but with bases loaded, 1 out, Wasatch only gives up 1 run. That's a win in my book as Wasatch gives up 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. 3 are left on base for Provo as we move into the bottom half of the 5th, deadlocked at 5.
The 50s produced some great sound. That early rock and roll triggered so much emotion for so many. Here's another sound from that era. The dental drill triggers a whole different set of emotions. The sounds, the smells, feeling out of control, whatever keeps you from the dentist at Dorius Dental, we get it. We focus on the little things. Distract yourself with your favorite episode of The Office, or crank up the 80s or 90s and let it take you back to another time. At Dorius Dental, we are sensitive to your needs. We are taking care of the little things so you can move on to more enjoyable things. Located in Gateway Plaza, Heber City.
You might be used to having someone ask you the question, what is it that you need? I think that's limiting. I'm going to take you through a 6-step process. And it's simply answering questions. And it might not just be home. It might be that you want that fancy new car. It might be that you want trips. It's your list. What is it that you really, really want?
Call Tom Stone at Guild Mortgage in Heber City.
Tom Stone, MLS 257849. Guild Mortgage Company is an equal housing lender. MLS 3274. All loans are subject to underwriter approval. Terms and conditions may apply. Subject to change without notice.
5, 4, 3, 2. KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
A good win for the girls softball team as they win 4-3 over against Salem Hills. Salem Hills 10-2 or 10-3 coming into this game, ranked third in the Deseret News rankings. Good win for the Wasps there by 1 run. Andrea Sweat closes out that one on the mound. Shift back over here. We're in the bottom of the 5th. Wasatch tied with Provo 5-5. Wasatch scored 1 in the first and 4 in the third. Provo 4 in the third and 1 in the top of the 5th. Mon still on the mound. He's done a decent job for Provo after the starting pitcher Frazier was only able to go 1 inning for the Bulldogs. Payton Swapp will lead it off for the Wasps. Takes a ball, now takes a second ball. He hasn't seen many pitches today, Ty. 2 walks for Payton. Went 0 for 3 yesterday with a walk. Wasatch looking to get the leadoff guy on again. Alex Gutierrez on deck for the Wasps.
Ball 3 there, Ty.
3-0 count. You can hear the wind howling down there. Straight in from left field. The 3-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Moves the count to 3-1.
Yeah, what do you think this is tougher on, the hitters or the defense playing in the wind? I would tend to think it's the defense that has a little bit of a harder time in this situation, Ty.
Yeah, I would agree. That pitch is going to be up in the zone. So 3 walks for Payton on the day. That's going to push his on-base percentage back up close to 600 on the year. It's going to bring up Alex Gutierrez, who pinch ran for Jaxon Bolender, and he'll stay in the game. Jaxon Bolender was 5 for 5 on getting on base in the series, had a couple of hits, including an RBI single in his last at-bat.
Coach Jacobson's coming to explain that this
That's already been
substitution
added.
has
Yeah,
already been made.
It's already happened.
Although the umpire's trying to stop and get it written in.
Just joining us, Wasatch 5, Provo 5. This is game 2 of the series between Wasatch and Provo. 3-game series that will conclude tomorrow. Although you just showed me a depressing thing on your phone that had a snowflake for tomorrow down at Provo.
Snow in the morning, 45 degrees in the afternoon, Ty. So we'll see if it clears up enough and they don't get too much snow to keep that game from happening. Could be an advantage for Wasatch, though, if it does get pushed to Saturday, Ty, then Jackson Kelson and Gage Sheesh could both come back and pitch, available on Saturday.
Pickoff move, not in time. Swapp's able to get back. Swapp, great speed over at first base. Alex Gutierrez on the year. Has a couple of starts, hitting .500 with a .636 on-base percentage, 2 RBIs, .667 with guys in scoring position. He's been good in his pinch hit rolls. He's going to take ball 1. Martinez thought he had that one, and so did Mon. Mon's going to go back to the mound. That voice you're hearing on the shotgun mic is Casey Anderson, and he is the vocal. I mean, we talk about some greats. That would be a good conversation, Ty. There's some great dugout voices that Wasatch has had over the years. Beaumare during our age, right?
Beaumare was
great.
Good. Casey Anderson's
got to be up there. Got to be up there. Another pickoff move over to Payton as he's able to get back in time. He's got a big lead over at first base.
Holmes, right?
Yeah.
Got to enjoy Zach Holmes in there.
The Beach.
The Beach, yeah.
1-0 pitch. He's going to be inside for ball 2. 2-0 count.
Those guys make a big difference, too. Those players that are willing to speak up and talk and keep it maybe a little bit lighter in the dugout play an important role on these high school teams.
2-0 pitch, or 2-0 count. Pate's not going to go. And he does get the outside corner on that pitch. Moves the count to 2-1. Mon's got a big leg kick. It takes him a little while to get to the plate. Probably with nobody out, being a little conservative. Maybe with 1 out, you'll see Payton going a little bit. We'll see what Alex does here. 2-1 count. Pickoff move. Payton with the big lead has to take a step or 2 to get back. Dives back. Is able to get back in time. And we'll reset still at 2-1. Alex sets. Wind shifting a little bit. Looks like it's blowing out to right field now. Alex is going to square. Payton leaning, going to second base, but he's able to get back in time once again. That's the 4th pickoff move over to Swapp.
Probably expecting a little movement here, probably wisely. This is a good movement pitch, whether you want to just steal or go hit and run. It's a fastball count.
2-1. Alex is going to square in the box. He pulls back, slash. It's going to be a slash to the first baseman. He gets by the first baseman. Swapp's going to advance as it was a slash and run. It's going to be an error to straight, but a perfectly executed slash and run there has runners on first and third and nobody out. Good job there from Alex Gutierrez, and Coach Jacobson has the runner in motion, first and third, nobody out.
Yeah, and the good job from Alex, Tyler, is that he puts the ball on the ground. That's kind of the key play there. When you send a runner in motion, you don't want that ball in the air because you're risking a double play. And Alex did a good job of handling that ball, hitting it hard right from where the player was vacating. And now Wasatch is in business. Tied up 5-5, runner on third, nobody out. And they should be able to push this run across.
Yeah, it's going to bring a trip to the mound for Coach Moore. This trip to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Best donuts in Utah. Not just our opinion, they were voted best donuts in Utah at the local competition. The Mirror Lake Station is your stop for gas, groceries, and goodies. Stop by and say hello this season at Mirror Lake Station. Kelson Stocking comes to the plate, grounded into a double play in his first at bat, grounded out to the third baseman in his second plate appearance. 0 for 4 in the series with a walk. He's got an opportunity here, runners on first and third with nobody out. Coach Moore taking his time on the mound. Umpire has to come out and say, let's move this thing along. It's the second trip to the mound for Coach Moore. Jaxon Sorenson on deck for the Wasps. Tragun Shaw in the hole. Jaxon Sorenson with 2 doubles on the day, 1 to left center, 1 to right center. Also has 2 RBIs. Tragun Shaw with an RBI double in his last at bat as well. Wasatch with an opportunity to have a big inning here with nobody out and runners on first and third. Mon sets. Coach Moore getting the sign to Martinez. Mon's going to set. Looks at third, takes a peek at first, delivers. Swung on a miss by Stocking. Pitch was up in the zone just a little bit. Brings count to 0-1.
Kelson's had 2 situations with runners on third base, Tyler, already today, and both times rolling over to third base. He should be trying to elevate this ball in this spot here. You want to stay off the ground.
First to third. Doesn't fool anybody as both runners will go back to the bag. Swapp's walked 3 times in the game today. Scored on his last time he was on base. Verdugi takes somewhat of a lead at first base. 0-1 is going to be elevated to left field. This one's going to drive the left fielder back. Left fielder's going to come, doesn't make the catch, drops it. Alex is going to try to go first to third, throws not in time. Both runners are safe. As Stocking goes in safe at second. That's a good barrel. It's going to go into the book as an error by the left fielder. But, man, he got a hold of that one as that was going straight into the wind in left field, and he almost burned the left fielder. Fuller, the sophomore, Fuller wasn't able to pull it in, so now runners on second and third. Nobody out for Jaxon Sorenson, who is the hottest bat in the lineup for the Wasps. Back-to-back doubles already today.
Yeah, Tyler, that might have been Kelson's best barrel of the season. He really hit that ball well, as you pointed out already, going into a very strong wind, blowing straight in from left field. Otherwise, that ball is probably flirting with the warning track on just a normal clear day.
It's going to be a speed-up runner for Kelson. Tad Solser's going to go on at second base. Provo's going to bring their infield in with nobody out. Bottom of the 5th, 6-5 the score. Each time Wasatch has scored, each time Provo scored, Wasatch has matched it. And they're going to put Sorenson on, and I don't blame them, Ty. They're going to walk him on 4 pitches. So here's a question for you on the rules. Does that count for 4 pitches when you intentionally walk, or is that no pitches?
No pitches. Yeah.
So they're going to intentionally walk Jaxon Sorenson, and that's going to bring up Tragun Shaw, who had a double down the first baseline. Controversial. Everybody thought that it was foul, except for the home plate umpire.
Yeah. So, Tragun stopped, pitcher stopped, right fielder stopped. You're exactly right, Ty. 10
RBIs on the year now for Tragun after that double. He's got bases loaded, nobody out. Pitch is going to be low and outside for ball 1. Trying to stretch him on as much as they can. This is his longest outing of the year. 65 pitches. Wasatch leads by 1. Tad Solser at second, Verdugi at third, and Sorenson at first. 1-0 is going to be swung on. Let's see if the wind can carry this one out. It's not going to. Martinez is going to make the play. Tough break there for Tragun as he's going to pop up to the catcher, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. Going to bring up the number 9 hitter, Carter Bucad. Flew out to right field on a good barrel in his first at bat, then grounded out to the second baseman in his second at bat. 0 for 5 in the series so far. Still bases loaded, 1 out. Still an opportunity for Wasatch to blow this thing open. But Provo's done a good job of minimizing innings so far in this series.
Yeah, the double play ball's been their friend. 3 different innings they've ended with the double play, Tyler, where Wasatch had big-time threats with 2 runners in scoring position.
Bucad's going to take a ball on the outside. 1-0. Again, if you're just joining us, softball team gets a big victory over 10-3 Salem Hills. They're now 11-4 on the year, winners of 3 straight. Beat Provo 17-0 in 2 innings on Tuesday. Takes ball 2 as well. That ball's down in the dirt. See if we can get an update on the soccer team. Down 2-1, down at Salem Hills in the second half. Salem Hills, again, a top 5 team. Currently ahead of Wasatch in the RPI standings. Wasatch 6-2 on the year. 6-8 is the baseball team. Both Provo and Wasatch 6-8. The 2-0 pitch also down. Moves the count to 3-0. This is one of those where you walk the 9 to get to the leadoff. Not what you want out of your pitcher.
Yeah, Wasatch would sure love to get to that point here. The roles have reversed a little bit today, Tyler, between these 2 teams. Wasatch yesterday lost to Provo 5-1 after only giving up 2 hits. And Provo was able to take advantage of some errors and walks. Well, today Provo has walked 7 players, and they've made a couple errors in this inning alone that's given Wasatch the lead. Wasatch has swung it a little bit better in this game than they did yesterday, but not too much better, Ty. Only 5 hits on the game for Wasatch. So they've gotten the timely hits and taken advantage of the free bases through walks and hit by pitch.
Mon comes in with a strike on the 3-0 count on the outside corner. Moves the count to 3-1. 1 out. Bases loaded. 3-1 pitch. High leg kick is delivered. Swung on, fouled behind us. 3-2 count.
Carter put a good swing on that one, Tyler. He loaded up a little bit extra there and took a nice healthy hack at that ball. Just missed, fouling it straight back.
Full count now. Sorenson at first, Solzer at second, Gutierrez at third. Bucad at the plate. 1 out. 6-5 the lead for the Wasps. Mon delivers the payoff pitch. Swung on and fouled almost to the exact same spot. Will reset. Jack Bluth on deck for the Wasps. 0 for 2 today with a walk. Reached base twice yesterday. Had 1 run and 1 strikeout. Bucad back in, ready to go. Full count, 1 out. Mon, the sophomores, come in the second inning. Has done a good job for Provo, but Wasatch threatening to have a big inning here. Another payoff pitch. It's on the outside part of the plate. It's going to go just foul. It's going to go foul. As it looked like that had gone over the bag, but no, it does go just foul. Good call by the home plate umpire. The only question was if the first baseman got a glove on it, but it didn't look like he did. And Ty, that would have cleared the bases almost.
He's put some crazy spins on those baseballs. He had one yesterday at Provo that was similar, but it hit the chalk and came back in to the first baseman. It kind of pinballed all the way down. That one started fair and then bounced and swirled around the bag foul. Just a unique spin coming off the bat of a right-handed hitter.
Mon got him to chase. That ball was outside, but Bucad just protecting. Brings up another full count. Third full count pitch. Swung on, fouled up into the infield. It is in foul territory, straight. It's circling, it's going all over the place, and he's not going to be able to catch it. As the wind, I mean, that ball was coming down like it was a spiral. Straight hit, had a hard time
around here, aren't you? Seeing how that ball is swirling around. The wind and the weather is aiding Wasatch in this inning. See if Bucad can take advantage.
4th straight foul ball with full count. Again, bases loaded. 1-run lead for the Wasps, looking to put some space between them and Provo with 6 outs left to go. Another payoff pitch. This one's low, bounces it, and Carter Bucad with the good at bat earns the walk that's going to bring in the second run of the game or of the inning. And Wasatch has the 7-5 lead, and they are now to the top of their order. Jack Bluth, .444 batting average coming into today's game. 0 for 2 today so far. He's popped up twice to the opposite side. Provo's going to go double play depth up the middle with their corners playing in. They're going to shift the third baseman over quite a bit. They're playing quite the shift right now on Jack. Jack's been good the opposite way. Shallow left fielder, well, shallow outfield all the way across the board. Sorenson at second, not a great speed. Tad Solser, decent speed at third. Bukad, decent speed at first. Fastball up in the zone for ball one. On deck is Chet Wilson, who's got a single, hit by pitch, and a walk. He's been perfect at getting on base today for the Wasps. Scored a run back in the third inning as well. Jack Bluth got on base the first inning and was the lone run in that inning for the Wasps. The 1-0. Ooh, Jack wanted that one. It's in there for a strike on the inside part of the plate. Moves the count to 1-1.
Well, Wasatch is they've got a chance to really break this one open, Tyler, and that would certainly serve them well. The games that they've struggled this year, they've got 8 losses, and if you remember, started off the year only 1-7, and 5 of those games were 1-run losses.
How about this guy? It's going to be a squeeze drag bunt. Great play by the third baseman as he doesn't go to the hand. He fills it with the glove, flips it to the catcher, and they get Tad Solser going home. It was a good drag bunt, but a better play by the third baseman, Ducher, the sophomore, and Wasatch now with 2 outs and bases loaded with Sorenson, Bukad, and Bluth on the base pass and Chet Wilson up.
Yeah, good gamble from Coach Jacobson, a good bunt. Just a better play. That was a superior play at third base. Tip your cap to Provo. They had a couple nice glove flips in this series.
He's going to bring up Wilson. Wilson's going to take ball one. Again, he's reached on every plate appearance today. He got hit by pitch in his first at-bat, singled up the middle in his second, and then walked in his third at-bat. Good play by the sophomore on that last one. Mon falls down 1-0. Big lead by Bukad at short, or at second base. Mon, big late kick, delivers, and he gets a strike on the outside corner. Crew Erickson on deck for the Wasps. Crew still looking for his first hit of the game. Had a sacrifice bunt his first at bat. Flew out to right field and then struck out. Only strikeout of the game for the Wasps. 1-1. Mon, high late kick, delivers. Swung on. This is a hard hit ball to right center field. It's going back. Frazier going back. Makes the play at the warning track. What a play by the senior Frazier, as Chet got all of that one, but not enough, as Provo gets out of the inning, giving up only 2 runs. Those 2 runs coming on no hits for the Wasps. 2 errors by Provo, and 3 are left on base. Wasatch takes a 7-5 lead as we go into the top of the 6th. 94-5 the peak.
Hi, this is Nicole with Mountain Refined Furnishings and Flooring, and if you didn't know, we've recently partnered with Mattress Warehouse of Utah to bring you the largest selection of mattresses around. The team at Mountain Refined prides themselves on making your home a place where you love to be. We offer a large selection of furnishings, flooring, window treatments, gifts, decor, and so much more. If you haven't been by lately, stop and check it out. You'll be pleasantly surprised. We're located at 480 North Main Street.
Heber City Point S is locally owned and operated by Larry Rhodes and Brad Hyatt. They offer the best brand tires at low prices with extensive knowledge and experience of repair and services with no pressure sales. Only what you need. They've been taking care of cars, trucks, and trailers for over 20 years. No appointment needed, conveniently located, free shuttle service, and free Wi-Fi. Take $5 off your next visit when you tell them 94.5 The Peak sent you over. That's Heber City Point S. This is live coverage of Wasatch High School sports on 94.5 The Peak.
Top of the 6th inning, Wasatch leading Provo High School 7-5. 6th inning action brought to you by Wasatch Back Grill and Deli, a family-owned and operated business that has been serving great food and customer service in Heber City and Midway for the past 7 years. That's Wasatch Back Grill and Deli.
Update on the soccer team down at Salem Hills, 2-2 as they get the equalizer in the second half. That's another top 5 matchup in the state between Wasatch and Salem. Wasatch softball knocks off Salem here at home in a top 5 matchup. 4-3 the score there. Here, between Wasatch and Provo, baseball, Wasatch leads 7-5 after scoring 2 runs in the bottom of the 5th. But it's 2 runs that seems a little bit small, as Chet Wilson, I think, on another day where the wind's not blowing in, that ball's out of here in right center field. Instead, Frazier runs it down, and Wasatch only scores 2 when it was a potential to have that inning break it open. It's Cole Zimmerman on the mound. He ended the 5th inning. He goes up 1 strike to Frazier, who just made the great play in right field. That one now up in the zone, so 1-1 the count. Looked to be very similar pitches there. Frazier on the day, singled to right field in his first at bat, and struck out in his second at bat. Ball's going to ricochet off the umpire's foot, I believe. Moves the count to 2-1. No defensive substitutions for the Wasps. Still have Sorenson at first, Bluth at second, Bucat at short, Wilson at third. Your outfield today, Crew Erickson, Payton Swapp, and Tragun Shaw. The 2-1 pitch swung on and missed by Frazier. Moves the count to 2-2. A little bit of bullpen action is Jaxon Bolender. He's got, and Garrett Baxter, both of them out throwing.
Jaxon with a first base glove there, so he's not really throwing to be the pitcher as you would expect him to be the starter.
Why don't pitchers use the first base glove more? Like, it seems like it'd be really easy to hide pitches in the first base glove.
Probably a rule about it there somewhere. You
brought
up the unwritten rules of sports here. You have any more thoughts about unwritten rules, Ty?
A couple of 2-2 pitches are fouled off by Fraziers. We'll reset at 2-2 with nobody out here in the top of the 6th. No, I haven't thought about it. Never onside kick went up a lot.
That's a football one, right?
We
probably
agree with that one.
Don't onside kick when you're up a lot. Why? Got the same chance to recover as the other team. You said the same thing with baseball and a bunt.
You're right. Curveball off the edge of the plate. Stocking thought he might have got the corner on there, but we'll reset at a full count. Probably because of the dangerous play on that one, Ty. You got a lot of guys colliding on an onside kick if you got a lead. Swung on and missed. Nice fastball. Goes by Frazier, his second strikeout of the day. Cole Zimmerman's first strikeout of this outing. Physical Fit Stop, your locally owned and operated physical therapy clinic, serving you from head to toe, including vertigo to sports injury, serving the Heber Valley for over 40 years. Cole Zimmerman with his first strikeout of the day, 6th strikeout of the day for the Wasatch pitching staff. It's going to bring up the number 9 hitter, senior Anderton. Singled on a drag bunt in his first at bat and then lined out to center field. He's had 2 good plate appearances, plus he had an RBI single yesterday for the Provo Bulldogs. He's going to go ahead 2-0.
Cole's been an important player for Wasatch in this one, Ty. He came in a really tight spot in that 5th inning. Provo had the bases loaded, 1 out. Cole was able to only give up 1 run in that spot, and that's very difficult to do, to come in as a reliever and just hold those runners where they are at, and he's done a good job here in the top of the 6th. But again, these 3-game series, 3 days in a row, pitching becomes a question. You've already talked about Jaxon Kelson can't come back tomorrow. Gage Sheesh can't come back tomorrow. Casey Anderson's done for the week, and now Cole, after those couple pitches, Tyler, he's 1 batter away from also not being available tomorrow.
Comes back with a strike, but then comes back with another ball. So 3-1 pitch is off the edge of the plate. So he'll walk the number 9 hitter, and we'll go to the leadoff guy, who is Martinez, who had a nice single over the shortstop's head in his last at-bat, also reached in his second at-bat by reaching on an error that resulted in an RBI. Martinez hitting .378 coming into today, only 1 for 5 in this series. Does have a strikeout that was yesterday. Has 3 home runs on the year as well with 14 RBIs. Now 15 RBIs after the RBI today. Zimmerman, a good move over at first base. High leg kick, delivers, low, ball 1.
Ty, thinking more about these unwritten rules, do baseball coaches have to wear the uniform in high school baseball? Could one show up out here in a suit, maybe like a basketball coach?
I don't know if you go suit, but yeah, that's always been weird, right? Why wear the baseball uniform? It's not like the baseball uniform. Although, in today's trends, who knows? We might have kids coming to school in baseball uniforms before long. It might be a decent look for some. For me, not something that I like wearing. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. It's going to push Tragun back, goes to his knees and makes the catch as he slipped out in the outfield. The wind is really making this ball. especially if you get a high like that one was. But Tragun makes the catch. It's now 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning.
You know what's great about that play, Tyler, is that's not one Tragun's going to put on his highlight recruiting film there, but at the same time, he was so calm the whole way. He just seemed to feel confident all the way back on that, even though his lower body certainly made it seem like he never was comfortable with his feet backpedaling and then falling down to his knees. He had this kind of aura about him that he was poised in that.
It's going to bring up the number 2 hitter for the Bulldog lineup. Fuller struck out in his first at-bat, fielder's choice ground out in his second at-bat, and then walked in his third at-bat. Looks like they're taking for a strike tie. He was bailing before that pitch was even close to the plate. Runner goes. Strike at the plate, but not in time at second base. Is a good jump there from Anderton. And Bulldogs have a runner in scoring position with a 1-1 count here to the sophomore left fielder Fuller. Fuller had a dropped fly ball in that last inning that resulted in Wasatch's one run of Wasatch's. It was a tough play. It was a good hit ball from Kelson Stocking that pushed him back. Wasn't able to come up with it. 1-1 count, 2 outs, runner on second base. The pitch, curveball off the edge, 2-1. Again, Baxter warming up a little bit in the bullpen with Jackson Bolender. Not a catcher, so just kind of getting loose. Bubbles maybe coming in as well for some defensive purposes. Pitch off the edge of the plate. So 3-1 count now. Zimmerman thought he could have gotten that one. Looked to be outside from our angle. 3-1 count. Does have a base open at first. Wasatch holding on to a 2-run lead. 7-5 the score. Cole sets. Delivers the 3-1. Off the edge of the plate again. That's ball 4. As Wasatch will put a force on at each of the bases, but it does bring up the leading run, tying run now at first base. Leading run will be Ducher, sophomore. It's had a rough day, Ty. 0 for 3 with 3 Ks. But that means the odds are in your favor, right?
That's what the stats say. You're the statistician, man. You like the numbers there. He's due, is what they'll say.
Yeah, 4 Ks out of the 6 at-bats that he's had in this series. Coles comes set. First pitch of the at-bat to Ducher is high and outside for ball 1.
Cole has crossed over that 35-pitch limit, Ty, which will keep him out of the game tomorrow, pitching-wise. Again, they've got the pitch count rules in the Utah High School baseball. So we're not sure on the coach's uniform rule, Ty. But
we're sure it shouldn't happen. That's we're sure on that. Fastball in there, swung on and missed by Ducher, moves the count to 1-1.
They've got, it depends on the league. If you do what's a popular high-level baseball league, American Legion, not only do you have to wear the uniform, but they make the coaches wear helmets out on the base pass, the skull cap for safety issues, and it's written into the rule book. So, but most sports in high school don't require their coaches to wear a uniform.
1-1, it's going to get by Kelson. Runners are going to move to second and third, so a 2-1 count. That looked like it hit off of something. Coach Kelson turns around and talks to the umpire, but we'll set with runners on second and third, a 2-1 count to the number 3 hitter, Ducher. Only need 1 out to get out of this one, but the tying run now in scoring position at second base. Ducher with 10 RBIs on the year. Scored twice, doesn't have an RBI in the series. This pitch is behind Ducher. It's going to get by Stocking, and Provo will get another run in on a wild pitch. That's the 3rd in the series that Provo has scored due to wild pitches. So that moves the count to 3-1. Coach J.W. wants to come and talk to the umpire. Interesting what we've got going on here. Haven't seen the pitching coach come out and talk to the umpire.
No, in fact, in my time there, they usually very much discourage that, Tyler.
He's probably talking about visits. Because after a certain amount of visits, you do have to take the pitcher out. So he's going to come out and talk to Cole. This trip to the mound brought to you by Mirror Lake Station. Donated all the donuts for grown-ups and goodies today at Old Mill Elementary. Proud supporters of Wasatch Athletics and Wasatch Baseball. We got a 3-1 count with a runner on third base. That runner on third base is the tying run for Provo. Be interesting to see what Wasatch decides to do here. You got to be tempted a little bit to just bring Bubbles in to close this one out, but then that limits his pitch count significantly tomorrow, and that series, and without Kelson, without Gage, and without Zimmerman available, you'd like to have Bubbles available to go the whole game like he did against Maple in that Game 3 of that series.
Yeah, you're right. This is a rain issue from Tuesday, right? That this has happened and created. Without that rain, it's a whole different pitching circumstance with Jaxon, Kelson, and Gage Sheesh, but the depth is needing to show here. And so this becomes a little bit more like those St. George weeks when they play 4 games in 2 days, or maybe like a state tournament week where you're going to have to go a little bit deeper than you normally do into the bullpen.
It's a 3-1 count as we're finally able to reset. Runner on third base, 7-6 the score as Provo pushes 1 run across on a wild pitch. The 3-1 pitch, high, and that's going to, oh no, they call that a strike. Why not? Hasn't been a strike for the last couple innings. Coach Moore agrees that it hasn't been a strike, but it's going to be a full count with 2 outs with the runner on third. Been a long game, 5:41, 2 hours and 10 minutes.
This Wasatch team is letting the fans get their money worth. How about that?
Cole Zimmerman comes back with a strike that's called and then a swing and a miss. Second strikeout of the inning. Wasatch is able to get out of the inning. They do give up 1 run on no hits, no errors. 1 run is left on base. Bottom of the 6th action coming up. Wasatch leads 7-6.
Gucci Goo Barbecue in Heber Valley is a premier barbecue restaurant. You can choose from finger-licking ribs, poppin' andouille sausage, tasty chicken, tender brisket, delicious pork, and yummy street tacos. Friday night dates, take that significant other for the smoked prime rib that melts in your mouth. Family-friendly atmosphere where everyone is welcome, quick service for dine-in or takeout, great quality food, and great value for your money. That's Gucci Goo in Midway on Main Street.
Dan Sluga at Wasatch Bag Flooring is extending his services to include quality paint products to complete your home remodeling needs. Locally owned and operated, Dan and his team can help you find the right flooring for your home with quality products from Mohawk, Shaw, Target, Godfrey Hirst, and many more. Since 2009, they've been exceeding their customers' needs by helping them select flooring that fits both their lifestyle and budget. They've got you covered at Wasatch Bag Flooring and Paints.
Wasatch Back Grill and Deli is a family-owned and operated business serving great food and customer service in Heber City and Midway for over 7 years. For a burger with kick, try the Firehouse. Have a hankering for some seafood? Try fish and chips. Or try the Mandarin chicken salad. Their homemade recipes, freshly grilled burgers and sandwiches are complemented with unique sauces and homemade sides. They provide the best experience and highest quality food. Stop by today and try their great menu items. As a thank you to teachers, first responders, medical personnel, and military, get 15% off meals all year round.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP Heber City and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
Bottom of the 6th, Wasatch leads 7-6 after 1 run comes in for Provo. Good swing here as Crew Erickson keeps his hitting streak alive. He smoked that ball right up the middle. Nearly had a bad bounce over the center fielder as Wasatch has the leadoff guy on thanks to a single by Crew Erickson. That ball smoked.
Yeah, and Ty, that was one you felt like if you're a gambling man, take that money to the bank because Crew has been the model of consistency this year for Wasatch. 13 straight games with a hit. Coming into that one at 0-3, you felt like he was going to get a knock right there. You weren't going to hold him down 4 straight times against this Provo pitching staff.
It's going to bring up Payton Swapp, who's got 3 walks on the day today. Hasn't seen many pitches to swing at. We'll see what Coach Jacobson decides to do here. 3 outs away from the victory, but it'd be nice to have a little run cushion. This is the 3rd time through the lineup that Payton and this lineup has seen Mon.
Got a little pause in the action here. Umpire turns and signals something towards the fans. Now Swapp steps in. We're ready to go.
Crew Erickson, good speed at first base. We'll see if Coach Jacobson puts him in motion. Martinez threw out Chet Wilson on the last steal attempt for the Wasps. Pitch is in there, swung on. This one's driven to deep left center field. Is the wind going to keep it in play? He keeps it in the ballpark, but it goes all the way to the fence. Crew Erickson is going to score easily from first to third. No doubt about that one that the outfielders weren't going to get to it as Payton Swapp tattoos a baseball to the the Lonstone insurance sign out there in left center field as Wasatch takes the 8-6 lead on the RBI double by Payton Swapp.
Yeah, Ty, I think the weather has kept 2 balls in the park here today. Chet Wilson hammered his ball in the last inning. And Swapp looked like he was kind of working his way into a home run trot there as well. But having watched Chet's ball the previous inning, it was a pretty brisk home run trot. He was still going quickly. Not sure that ball was going to get out, and it did hit at the base of the fence. But I think without the strong wind today, you've probably got a couple really impressive home runs from Wasatch.
13 RBIs now for Payton Swapp on the air. It's going to bring up Alex Gutierrez. Still nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wasatch leads by 2. Gutierrez had reached on an error. He had a nice slash and run that caught the first baseman off guard and was able to reach and then ended up scoring in the inning. RBI opportunity here. He's been good with guys in scoring position. Over 600 batting average with runners in scoring position. 0-1 count. Gutierrez takes the ball on the outside. Looking at my stats, 667 batting average with runners in scoring position on the season for Alex Gutierrez. Hitting from the left side. Mon taking his time. Now comes Set. He's given up 7 runs in the game, but the offense has kept Provo in it. This one swung on, fouled hard down the left side, brings up the count to 1-2. 2-strike approach, which might be where Alex is best. 1-2 count. Payton Swapp with good speed at second base. Just doubled off the wall in left center field, maybe the deepest part of the field, actually.
Yeah, he hit that ball 380 feet at least there, Tyler. Wasatch goes 385 to dead center. And he really got all of that ball into the wind.
2-2 now. The count is Mon misses high to Gutierrez. Wasatch looking to add to the 2-run lead. Mon's going to shake off the catcher. Every time Provo has scored, Wasatch has been able to answer, and they do it again. Back pick to second base, and Payton hadn't even gone off the bag yet.
Ty, have you noticed looking out here at this field, I think Coach Sweat, who also does a lot of the facility maintenance here, is having some fun on this turf.
Yeah, I think so.
They've got the grass has a stripe pattern going from home plate to second base.
Swung on, and this is a great 2-strike hit. It's going to be a base hit over the third baseman's head. Payton Swapp's going to come in, and Wasatch has a 9-6 lead on the 2-strike hit over the third baseman's head by Alex Gutierrez. Man, this lineup continues to produce with 2 strikes. Good job there from Alex Gutierrez. That's a weight room hit right there, Ty. This is a guy that was small. He's been in the weight room constantly. He just sticks the bat out there, and because of the strength, he's able to get over the third baseman's head.
Ty, we talked in the beginning of the game looking for a UCCU spark and how we were looking for that with 2 outs or with 2 strikes. Wasatch getting hits with runners in scoring position. They've done it well today. Alex Gutierrez comes through there. Jaxon Sorenson gets some big hits earlier on in the game. And Wasatch has been pretty tough here with 2 strikes and 2 outs.
He's going to bring up Kelson Stocking. He's going to square. He's going to lay down a bunt down the first base side. Good call here from Jacobson. The pitcher goes to his butt, but he's able to still throw the ball to first base. But it does advance the base runner over to second. Good job there from Kelson Stocking. He had the good swing over to the left field in his last at-bat that produced an RBI. Now a good sacrifice bunt there, and it's going to bring up again one of the hottest hitters in the lineup for the Wasps, Jaxon Sorenson. 2 for 2 today with a 2 doubles, and 2 RBIs. He was intentionally walked in his last at-bat, and he's got an RBI opportunity here with guys in scoring position. Sorenson hitting over 600, and he's going to take one at his head. Dodges out of the way, and it'll be a 1-0 count. Tragun Shaw on deck for the Wasps. He as well has an RBI double on the ball game. Wasatch currently with a 3-run lead. Bottom of the 6th. Mon, 2 looks, now delivers. Swung on. Jackson a little bit ahead of that pitch. He's going to foul it back behind us. Want to take a second to take a look at what's happening around the state on the baseball side of things. We talked about the Deseret News rankings and how boys soccer and softball, Region 9 has it filled up. On the baseball side of things, Spanish Fort currently ranked number 1 in the Deseret News rankings, Jordan number 2, Lehigh number 3, Park City number 4, and Orem number 5. This ball swung on again ahead of it. It's going to come back, and it's going to land right on top of us. 1-2 now the count. So you look at that line, or you look at that top 5 tie. Lehigh is a team that Wasatch beat out of the playoffs last year on a 2-game sweep. Park City you lose by 1 run, and Orem you lose by 1 run. you just need to have some confidence still in this Wasatch team that's the caliber they're playing at. 1-2 count. It's going to be a ball up in the zone. Sorensen hacks at it.
He would like to have that one, Ty. He was licking his chops on that one. Just couldn't wait long enough for the ball to get to home plate.
He's been ahead of it. All 3 balls are now out of the park. They haven't been foul balls that have been lightly put out of the park. Sorensen's got a hold of these ones, and it's going to take a second to go chase after them. The Region 9 standings, Ty Spanish Fork 3-0, as they have yet to play a game with Salem due to muddy field. So they're 3-0 atop the standings. Wasatch comes in second at 3-1. Maple is 2-1. Salem is 2-1. Maple 1-3. Provo 1-3, and Springville 1-3. A track meet between Maple and Springville ties 7-6, 9 innings. Maple gets the victory over Springville yesterday in that opening game of that 3-game series.
Maple over Springville, you say, huh?
First win for Maple in region play. Salem had a lot of expectations, Ty. In fact, they were picked to take second by the coaches, and have gotten off to a rough start. Went 1-2 against Salem, and now lose their opening game against Maple in that 3-game series. Mon sets, 1-2 count, 2 looks, delivers, swung on and missed as he gets Sorensen swinging on an off-speed pitch. It's going to bring up Tragun Shaw. That's the first out of the 6th inning. Wasatch already with 2 runs scored. It's going to bring up Tragun Shaw, who's 1 for 3 today with an RBI double.
I feel like I'm going to come back to this because it feels like anytime I start a story that takes an amount of time, the ball gets put in play and you got a run happening. But all the way back to that Gutierrez hit right before, we were talking a little bit about the turf. And the stripes, just so I don't leave this story sounding like an idiot, the stripes are built into the turf. That's not what's impressive out here from Coach Sweat. He's got a little drag that he brings out. See, I'm telling you, Ty, it's this
ball smoked, and it's going to get by the right fielder's head. It's going to be a single with a bad hop. Tragun Shaw rounding first. He's rounding second. The ball is just barely getting in from the outfield. It is a good throw from Frazier. I don't know if you can blame Frazier for that one, Ty. That might be an RBI triple there for Tragun Shaw.
Yeah, I think that's the way you've got to score at that right field. We've talked about before. It's pretty treacherous out there. That's where they brought in all the construction equipment over the course of this offseason to do this turf. And so Shaw, I think that's one you're going to probably have to score as a triple in the books just because of field conditions. And Sorensen actually got a benefit earlier in this game with a single that was, a double that really was a single that kind of hit the outfield and took a bounce in the other direction. It's one of the big reasons why they put turf in here is the field doesn't get water until late May, and it actually is a little bit of a safety issue.
Hard ground ball to third base. Third baseman fields it, throws it to first, nearly throws it over. The first baseman's head straight, keeps composure, makes the catch, and tags Boucard. And that's going to do it for the bottom half of the 6th. But Wasatch gets a cushion. They have a 4-run lead going in to the top of the 7th inning as Wasatch is able to score 3 runs on 4 hits, no errors. 1 runner is going to be left on base. Let's go ahead and keep it here, Ty, so you can actually finish your story. We're not going to have any balls in play.
I'm just going to give up
right
on
now.
it. There's not much more to it. Just trying to say he's out there dragging the turf, and that's an unusual thing to see, and he's putting designs in the field. But, it does make me think. You see some of these MLB parks that are natural grass, and they have some of the coolest designs that they put in there. Would that be the best retirement job for you, being a grounds maintenance?
Sure. Yeah, that'd be great. You'd have like unlimited resources, right? Because they got to make sure it's looking good, and so you could request whatever you wanted. They have water before May 15th, probably on these fields, so that's definitely up there.
But you've got a little experience with this, and even on this side, you watch some of these groundskeepers and how they work. Sometimes they'll find on those coastlines fish that pop up on the fields, with either birds bringing them in or some flooding that happens from the sprinkler lines or whatever. And in your experience here, you've seen a few fish on the baseball field a time or two coming from Deer Creek all the way over to Southfield Park.
I did a couple of seasons working for Tom Bonner in the Parks and Rec department, and I'd be out picking up trash in the early morning, from the afternoon games the night before, and I'd pick up these fish. And I was like, well, somebody's got a weird diet, and they're leaving fish here on the field. But then I just was trimming one day, and I was seeing the offspray, and they'll go over to Provo River, and they'll get these little fish, and then they bring them over to Southfield Park where some of their nests are, and they'll accidentally drop them down on the grass. And so, it was fascinating.
It's not a common thing you're looking for
when
you're
not
in the middle of a baseball field.
Going into the top of the 7th, Wasatch leads 10-6. Cole Zimmerman still on the mound with a 4-run lead. Wasatch 3 outs away from getting Game 2 victory to go 1-1 in the series. It's going to be the number 4 hitter, the shortstop, Gingras, the junior. He's got a single to right field, a walk, and a ground out to the third baseman. He's going to take ball one, now comes with strike one. Good job there from Cole from coming back after falling down 1-0. Winds died down a little bit. It's a kind of a light breeze. Looks like it's going out to right field almost. Cole comes up with a high pitch there to move the count to 2-1. RPI tie for baseball. Park City still holding that number one spot with an 11-2 record. Swing and a miss there from Gingras. Nice fastball on the inside. Lehigh number 2 at 14-3. Spanish number 3. Orem number 4. Murray number 5. Jordan number 6. Salem comes in at number 7. How about this tie? Cottonwood at number 8. This ball is going to be swung on. It's a lazy fly ball over the first baseman's head. It's going to go foul. So a 2-2 count still to Gingras. Woods Cross number 9, and then Northridge is going to round out the top 10. The rest of Region 9, Wasatch is actually third in the RPI standings at 16. Springville number 19. Provo number 20, and Maple number 27. So yeah, the RPI not in love with Region 9 when it comes to the baseball side of things. 2-2 count.
And it's hard to see that changing too much with them just squaring off against each other moving forward here, Ty. So they're going to have to earn it a little bit in the postseason. Baseball is so much about matchups, though. It's just such an important thing when it comes to matchups and the opposing pitchers especially.
Cole gets Gingras to swing at a pitch up in the zone. He's going to foul it back, and we'll reset with the count full. Yeah, especially now where you have the first 2 rounds or 3-game series, right? You don't start into the double elimination tournament until you're down to 8 teams. So it's a little bit harder to get a matchup against a bad team right, or maybe even a good team right off the bat. This pitch is going to be swung on, and it's a good, well-driven ball to center field. Payton Swapp going back, settles underneath it, makes the catch. 1 out, 2 outs away from a victory are the Wasps. So anyway, we talked about it, right? Wasatch got Cottonwood a couple years back, mailed that one in, and then they were able to go through the losers bracket and end up taking 5th. In the way it's set up today, Wasatch would have had a 3-game series with Cottonwood. It's a little bit harder for these lower teams in the RPI to get, stay in the tournament because of that double elimination. More like college. It's more like College World Series
and
now.
Usually because you're lower because you don't have the same depth as the higher teams.
Yes,
Across
exactly.
the board in 5A, most teams have a good solid pitcher, at least one. And so they can go get you a game at any given point. But it's the depth that really separates the teams in 5A.
Ball 1, but then comes back with a fastball in there for a strike. It's Lamb. Lamb hitless in the series, 0 for 6. He flew out to Tragun Shaw, and probably is one of our Good Spot A nominee plays as Tragun Shaw slid into the warning track in foul territory and made the grab. Now a swing and a miss, moves the count to 1-2. We're 1 out here in the top of the 7th. Wasatch leads 10-6, trying to close out Provo to move to 7-8 on the year. The 1-2 spiked, and we'll move the count to 2-2.
Don't you think, Tyler, though, talking about like the depth of 5A, when you look at the RPI, that's why you look at a team maybe like Park City at the top with a little skepticism that you think, they're winning, they're 11-2, but how will it match up in a 3-game series where depth is needed there? And they may very well get it done.
Check swing. It's going to be a lazy ground ball to Jack Blue. Jack Blue's got to come up, makes the scoop, throws it to first in time. Nice play there from Jack Bluth, as Wasatch has 2 outs now here in the top of the 7th. Yeah, you're right, Ty, but I'm going to go back to Park City. It's not like they haven't beat good teams. Like, they're 11-2, and their opponent's RPI or opponent's win percentage isn't bad, right? Like, they've beaten some teams that have decent records, and they continue to win. And so we can say you can be a little bit skeptical, but I think Coach Fiesler's done a decent job over there putting together a team that's scrappy, and they've got some guys that can really hit it too, Ty. You got an all-stater that's I believe a junior now, right? I forget the kid's name, but the kid can swing. And so when you got some guys in the middle of that lineup, you're going to be able to score some runs. Cole comes back with a strike here to the freshman Burge. Now a fouled off pitch, moves the count to 0-2. Wasatch 1 out away. And now down to the last strike are the Bulldogs. Cole Zimmerman looking good here in the last inning. 0-2 count, 2 outs, nobody on base. Wasatch with a 10-6 lead, looking to get Game 2 victory. Cole sets, delivers the 0-2, bounces it, and we'll reset at 1-2. A victory here without Bolender throwing any pitches in the series would have Jaxon Bolender starting Game 3 tomorrow. He went the complete game against Maple Mountain in Game 3 of that one. He's got plenty of rest. That's the last time he threw, was 2 weeks ago. Pitch is off the mark again, so we're going to move the count to 2-2. That was a Monday game, right? So it's been almost 2 weeks since Jaxon Bolender's thrown, so he should have plenty of rest. 2-2, 2 outs. Top of the 7th, the pitch. Swung on. It's going to be a fly ball to right field. Right center pushing Tragun back, but Tragun's going to settle underneath it. And Wasatch comes away with the 10-6 victory after a 5-1 loss yesterday. The Wasps bounce back, score 10 on the Bulldogs as they win 10-6. We'll have your Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show after this.
Hi, this is Abby Covarrubias, the Wasatch High School Student Body President. Did you know that parents are the number one reason kids don't drink? Believe it or not, teens still listen to their parents. In fact, kids usually listen to their parents more than anyone else, including their friends. Utah kids report the number one reason they choose not to drink is their parents' strongest approval. All kids need a parent's help to stay drug and alcohol free. Brought to you by Wasatch Behavioral Health and the Parent Bonding Project.
Napa know-how.
Your local Napa Auto Parts, Wasatch Auto Parts at 105 North Main Street in Heber City stocks auto parts, tools and equipment, and many other items for heavy-duty trucks, marine, and farming equipment. Stop in today at Wasatch Auto Parts, 105 North Main Street in Heber City, a proud sponsor of Wasatch Wasp Sports.
Napa know-how.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. KTMP, Heber City, and live sports coverage with Ty and Ty.
It's time for the Timberline Ace Hardware postgame show. Timberline Ace Hardware right here in Heber City. Visit us for all your hardware needs. Come in to get your Carhartt wear, your cool outdoor clothing, and Wrangler jeans. The 737 South Main behind Panda Express, serving Heber Valley for over 50 years. Wasatch gets the 10-6 victory. They improved to 7-8 on the season, 4-1 in Region 9 play, 1-1 in this 3-game series against Provo. I'm going to throw it over to Ty for the Gordon Law Group game recap. The Gordon Law Group is your full-service local law firm practicing in all areas of the law. They take pride in